Welcome to the Downtown Dogs. My name is Jimmy Rogers, and today's episode is brought to you by Children's Hospital. Children's Hospital, where human kindness is overflowing. The matriarch of a family is a respected woman who serves as the leader, providing wisdom, strength, and guidance. She holds the family together through her character, her values, and deep understanding of family dynamics, acting as a central source of advice and stability.
She's the foundation of the family, involved in decisions, preserving traditions, and ensuring everyone feels connected, often with a quiet but powerful influence.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Jodee Pelluer. Jodee, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you, Jimmy.
How's your health?
Great, I'm active, still play a little golf and keep working out during the week.
Do you have any titanium or?
Nope, I'm
Not one. Shoulders,
nothing.
knees,
I feel
hips.
good knees.
And you were a PE
good,
major.
PE major,
so it's not
ballet
like you weren't.
dancer all the early years of my life.
Okay. Now, when we first met, I came up here in 1980, and I was in McMahon Hall with Tony Alvarado, and I had like one pair of cords and a pair of jeans. And then the UW gave us these gray sweats, which became very fashionable if you turned them inside out and altered them. And then I went to Haggett Hall to see Jimmy and Steve, Jimmy Moore Jr., and his Connie Mora and Jodee Pelluer were in there. Drapes, pillowcases, everything matched.
She would.
And I was like, what is going on here?
I can imagine.
So you were born in 1935, Vancouver, Washington.
Just turned 90.
Just turned 90. Congratulations. That was fast. Went to Vancouver High School, then Washington State, where you majored in PE. You married Arnie Pelluer, who was an offensive and defensive lineman for the Cougars. That's when they had the single platoon.
That's right.
You became a high school teacher. Then you became the director of student teaching at the University of Washington for 17 years. Well, what was that first year? What date was that first year at the UW?
1976.
So you went there before Steve,
Yes.
and Scott was at Washington State already.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Arnie went to heaven in 1971 when you were 40 years old,
Correct.
and you had two boys at that time.
Yeah, you're right.
You remarried a few years later. What was your maiden name? What is your maiden name?
Gustafson, good old Swede. Gustafson.
Gustafson. Okay. And what did your parents do?
My father was athletic director of Vancouver Public Schools in Vancouver, Washington. My mother was a math teacher.
Oh, interesting.
My brother's a math teacher. I was not great in math.
So the one brother.
Yeah, one brother.
One sibling.
Yeah, my rock.
Is older, younger?
Younger, 5 years younger.
And he's still with us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Rich.
Rich.
Rich Gustafson.
I've never met him. Where's he live?
He lives in Shoreline.
Okay, so you see him
Yeah,
frequently.
his wife is a teacher. We're a family of educators, really.
Okay. You've got more life experiences than anybody I know.
I think so.
You've been widowed twice.
Correct.
Two sons played in the NFL.
Yes.
Very unique. Husband Arnie was a Cougar. Scott was a Cougar. Steve's a Husky. Scott's son Peyton a Cougar. Steve's son Cooper a Husky. What was Jim Harriman? Your second
Husky.
husband?
Oh, Husky.
He was a Husky.
Die-hard baseball player.
He was a Husky. Okay. The rest of your tribe consists of 15 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren.
Correct.
In the 1980s, during University of Washington two-a-days. Now, that's when you practiced twice a day for 2 weeks. I think it was probably analogous to going to boot camp. It was extremely difficult. All the kids were on the phone. There were only two phones. We had to take our turns to get on the phones, and most of them were talking to their girlfriends,
Right.
and most of them were, not from Seattle. And Steve took up more time than anybody, but he was
Really?
talking to his parents.
Sometimes, although he's a pretty close door, he didn't call that often.
I remember him
He
on
must
that
have been
phone.
talking to his brothers or somebody else because no, it wasn't.
I
me.
always asked him, who are you talking to? And I think maybe it was more Jim Harriman then, but it was always,
that could
the
be.
transition from a high school quarterback to college is just tremendous.
Yeah, very definitely.
The learning curve. And so I
Very
wonder if Steve was probably, I felt like
I
he's
don't
just
know.
getting constant
Do you remember
advice.
who you were talking to all the time?
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that? Okay. Okay. Well, now Steve didn't have a girlfriend though.
No.
All of us were talking to girlfriends and, we were that age, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. No.
And as I recall, you told Steve, don't get a girlfriend, have lots of friends at that time. No need to get committed. You're 18,
That's
you're
kind
in your
of true.
20s.
I felt like he needed to concentrate on what he was doing, school especially.
And I don't think he had a girlfriend through college, did he?
Not that I know of.
Lots of friends. Everybody wanted to date him.
No.
You've seen a lot of changes over nine
Well,
decades.
you're very true.
A lot of good, a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Do you have some favorite eras, like the 50s or 60s or 70s?
Yeah, 60s would be my favorite.
60s were the best. And where were you in the
50s.
60s? You were
Living
Nice.
in my first, I married right out of college, and then we went to Yakima and lived in Yakima for 6 years.
Okay.
And, yeah, right, and loved it. I taught at Eisenhower High School, brand new school, really neat. And my husband ended up at Yakima Valley Junior College.
okay. And then watching your sons, I'm going to jump ahead here if you don't mind.
fine.
Watching your sons in the NFL, is that nerve-wracking or is it exciting or is it
I've
both?
watched so much football. In fact, I've said to people, if I had a nickel for every football game, I'd be very, very wealthy. But I felt like I really enjoyed it. And if I saw them get hurt, I usually am pretty calm and I'm taking care of all kinds of cuts and broken arms or broken bones. And I just prayed that they'd be okay.
So
And
you
they
were really as close to as perfect a football mother
I
as you
think
could ask for with your.
I know
with
what
your-
the way the ropes of the,
But the Singletary hit.
yeah.
Did you see that live?
No.
Probably
Thank God.
best.
No, I
That,
didn't.
I can't even watch it.
I can't either. It broke my heart, but he survived.
Now, with all of this experience that you have, I'm gonna ask you motherly advice here.
Okay.
So,
All right.
years ago, I was dating a girl who was divorced, and she carried her ex-husband's last name, and I thought that
Yeah, yeah. no. It's
and
kind
so
of
that way, I never took it seriously. It never went anywhere.
Yeah.
And now I'm in love with the girl who uses her ex, and I don't care. It's none of my
Hey,
business.
I went back
So-
to Pelluer after I remarried and all, but I've always kind of wished I'd stayed with Pelluer, but I wanted to honor my husband, and he really wanted to.
So it was about honoring your husband.
Yeah.
Was it about who you had the kids with also? Was it
Yeah, I
financial?
think I should have gotten maybe Jodee Pelluer Harriman, but I felt that was just too long
Yeah.
a name.
So no advice or who cares?
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on how you both feel about it.
Okay.
Jim wanted me to carry his name, Harriman, and that was fine with me. I was proud of the name of Pelluer, but I just decided that was more important to him.
Okay. So you went with Harriman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
Most memorable Husky game?
Michigan.
Michigan, the go for
And
two.
Rose Bowl, those have to
That
be.
he was on fire.
Yeah, I have to say both those games.
He was
were
extra
good.
sharp that Rose
I
Bowl
know
game,
it,
wasn't
I
he?
know it. I was so proud of him.
Do you remember what his
really
stats were? Was he like 15
I don't
for?
remember
Do you remember,
exactly.
Steve?
He missed the first play. I think almost it was a pass to in the end zone. Do you remember? And just overthrew him. Just about.
Just that.
this
That was
much.
it, though.
I know it.
Yeah, he was extra sharp in that game.
was-
Do you have a most memorable Cougar game?
I love it. Yeah, I sat and there were 6 of us in the stadium on a day where it was 20 degrees, colder than you can imagine, and I sat there for the whole game. I really thought I had frostbite by the time I got home, but and we lost. Well, we lost a lot at Washington State, but I loved it. I loved it.
Most memorable moment with the entire Husky Cougar on the field, off the field, coach, a moment, anything. Is there something that stands out? Or
Well,
is
there's
it,
one thing I did that I regret, and you asked me about some regrets. The Huskies were playing the Cougars. Steve was on one side, Scott was on the other side. Washington State was ahead. We happened to be sitting close to the rail, and you Huskies are just right below us. And I got Steven. I said, Steven. And he looked up, and I said, look at the scoreboard. Because I really wanted Scott to win after they've lost so many games all those years. And he turned around, and he smiled, and I said, look at that scoreboard. I was so sure we were going to win, and we lost in the very last.
so you were taunting him?
Yeah, I just yelled out of the field. Because back then, we sat right next to the field. It was from here to there almost.
Did you have a favorite Husky player excluding family?
I really liked Danny Green.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Danny Green.
Grasshopper was a good little
Oh,
friend.
Grasshopper,
he
right.
came out to our house quite often.
Grasshopper did.
Yeah, Dan Ernestine, I've gotten
Yeah,
to know. He
okay.
goes, he was at our church for a while. Just everybody. Jimmy Moore, of course, was like my son. He kind of lived
Right.
with us. Those would probably be and you.
Well,
and
thank you. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, you're right.
So how often do you pray, Jodee?
Oh, I'm a prayer warrior. I pray. I really was telling Stephen, it sounds kind of, I don't know what the word I'd use, but I pray really all day. I start with a devotion in the morning. I spend an hour or so, and I love that time. I turn on the music and Christian music, and have a couple devotional books that I love. Jesus Calling. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm
I'm
not.
going to get that for you.
All right, please
I
do.
love it. Jesus Calling. And then during the day, I've tried ambulance goes by, I stand up a little godly prayer, help.
Okay.
And I think I try to incorporate in my life all day long if I can.
That's a good tip, especially downtown.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
All day long.
No, they're just little arrow prayer. I call them arrow prayers.
Interesting. Who is the better athlete, Arnie, Scott, or Steve?
Well, I mentioned this to Stephen, but Arnie actually was the better athlete.
Was he?
He was younger than all of them, and so he never played ball, so he wasn't really good at catching. He played linebacker, but he was speedy. He still had a record until 2 or 3 years ago at Issaquah High School for the hurdles.
Is that right?
Yeah, right, and had good speed.
Because I don't think Steve or Scott were that
No,
fast,
no,
were they?
no,
Who was
no.
faster between the two of them?
I think Stephen, or Arnie is the two.
All three?
Yeah,
Between
right.
Scott and
Oh, yeah,
Steve.
Scott and Steve. I think Stephen faster than Scott. I don't know. Scott had good speed, 4.2 or something. What was
I
that?
think we were about the same.
Were you?
4.8.
4.7, 4.8.
Sorry. Yeah. But,
Who was the toughest of the two?
Scott.
Scott was,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He was a bull, like a bull in a china shop.
So I imagine with the huge family that you have, being the matriarch, a lot of enjoyments, a lot of fun,
Yes.
but also a lot of heartbreaks.
Yeah.
So how do you handle the heartbreaks?
Don't ask me. God get you through it. Lost Arnie, my first husband, who was by far one of the greatest guys I've ever met. And Stephen's very similar personality to Arnie Sr. You just take it and give it to the Lord. And I remember getting angry at the Lord, taking him away I had 3 little boys. Couldn't figure out why that would ever happen. But you learn to hold on to faith, and it takes you through. It really does.
And most recently, we lost Scott.
Yes, that was a real heartbreaker. It really was.
Jodee, when you go through your daily routine, you said you'd read your devotions. What are the non-negotiables? What are the things that you are going to get done? Because I find so many things, all of a sudden the day's over.
Yes, that's very true.
Or at a certain hour, I'm like, my quality of work drops off.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
That is so true. Like my devotions in the morning, I love it. But so many times I'll look and say, oh gosh, I got her. I don't have time. And of all things I should have time for,
Exercise?
is my time with it. I exercise almost 5 days a week.
Oh, good for you. And what type of exercise do you do?
I do treadmill
Okay.
or the bike just to get warmed up, and then I do a lot of stretching. Since I was a ballet dancer for all my younger days, I do a lot of stretching, and I think that's what's
You were
really
a ballet
key.
dancer?
Yes, I was.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
I studied ballet for 18, 19 years. I think that...
Where did you study ballet?
Vancouver, Washington. I studied in Portland, and Stephen's daughters all ended up being ballet dancers also. But yeah, I loved it. But I think if you had any advice on keeping your body going, it's stretching every part of your body, and keeping your heart going. You know. But,
What accomplishments are you most proud of?
That's a very good question. First of all 3 boys were committed to the Lord. They're strong Christians. And secondly, they were good students. I was fine with football. I don't even know if I would encourage football today, but back then they all wanted to play, so they started in Little League, probably just like you. They all were good students. In fact, Arnie was student athlete of the year for Washington, and Stephen and Scott both were athletes, scholars for the year.
What was your first concert?
Johnny Mathis,
Johnny Mathis. Where'd you see him?
Portland.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you remember the venue?
No, I don't. I don't remember the venue. I'm sorry. I can't.
What makes you smile automatically?
You.
Thank you.
I always smile when I see you or any of the kids' friends because it's just such an integral part of my life. I've loved every minute of it. Enjoy all of you people, and had a lot of fun. A lot of them came out to the house once in a while and had a good time.
And what keeps you up at night, if anything?
Oh, sometimes if I get into a good story or film that I'm watching, I try not to watch too much of that at night. I love to read. I read, and I like reading.
So you mean you won't turn off the movie,
Yeah.
for example? Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I do.
I do the same thing. When you arrive at the pearly gates, what would you like to hear God say to you?
I hope he'll say what everybody wants, job well done. I hope I don't think there's any doubt that he knows I love him dearly. Big part of my life. Big part of my
So
life.
I've learned from other parents that the highest compliment you can ever give someone is a compliment about their children.
It's very true.
Very true.
So proud of him. Really, I have to be careful that I don't want people to think I walk around and talk about my kids, because I don't. I try not to talk about them very much, but it's hard because I'm so proud of them, you know.
Rightfully so. Your son is extraordinary. Extraordinary. From day one, every Husky in the locker room knew that Steve Pelluer was our leader. It wasn't something he demanded, it was something he embodied. Calm, steady, faith-driven, unshakable. Whatever you poured into Steve didn't stop with him, it spread to the rest of us. To every young man who came to Seattle from somewhere else and needed a sense of home. In so many ways, you weren't just a mother to Scott and Steve, you became a mother to all of us who were far away from our families. Thank you for that, truly.
You're certainly welcome. My pleasure.
Steve is the most thoughtful, humble, and genuine, and without question, that all starts with you. Thank you, Jodee.
I can't say that. Probably it starts with the Lord, you know. But anyway, thank you.
From the heart of Seattle, my name's Jimmy Rogers. This is Jodee Pelluer. Together,